We've got the latest injury report news. There's stuff on the Jets. There's big stuff on the Bills. And could that force the Jets to turn to an unlikely hero? Oh, we're going to talk about it. Boy Green Daily on a Friday starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Ashton Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Let's shout out the 8,000-plus strong subscriber group, baby. Appreciate you. That never gets lost on me, so make sure you guys like the video if you're watching on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. I already see Boy Green Coffee Club members flowing through the ethos with EZ, Anchets82, NC Green, Hop on Pop, Dalt, Leonardo Santos. It's great to see you guys in the chat. Thank you very much. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. And the pinned comment is youtube.com/boygreen25. The pinned comment up there is how you can join the Boy Green Coffee Club. So feel free to take full advantage. See you too, NC Green. Let's get to our Friday weekly guest. He's your favorite. He is the author of one of the best books on planet Earth, Bob Lederer, and our Jets historian as well. Let's bring him in. What's up, Bob?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Boy Green Nation.
Yes.
You know, I may not wear the cap today because look at how much different the lighting is in here when I do that. It's
that's a good point. Yeah, there's a darkness going on there. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I want you guys to all know I do have it.
He does.
I haven't shown it off yet, but I use a Jets cup.
Yeah. There we go. It's a little blurry, but I know the cup you're referencing. There's a little peek of it with the jersey history. I love that cup.
All the jerseys, which I ironically bought in Cooperstown.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I would have never thought that would have been available.
I have a Mets jacket that I bought across from Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
I have a Jets cup that I bought in Cooperstown.
I see an immediate question in the chat from Hop on Pop. Can we get a Bob Jets chant? Now, I'll tell you this, folks. I'll tell you this. I already set it as a goal in the YouTube comment section. If you'd like to see the video of Bob Lederer's JETS chant, just send one super chat of $10 or more somewhere on the show, and we'll do it. I want any.
And before you do it, let me explain it because I'm never going to live it down.
Yeah.
What you and everybody else saw, if you slowed it down into super slow motion, and don't you dare do that to me, Paul.
Actually, I think we can have the.
But I was actually doing the J, and then doing the E, and then doing the T, and then doing the S, because I'm not just into this stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I'm into spelling, and I've been doing it for. I guess I've probably been doing it as old as my kids are, and one of my kids is home for the weekend, so it's at least 30-something years. That's how I do JETS, Jets.
Which, again, I can only respect. There's no question about it. And I appreciate you taking the extra layer here, Bob, to explain the mechanics of your JETS chant. And
yes,
you know what?
Excuse the expression. I am not mentally challenged.
Yeah,
there's a reason for it, and by the way, nobody out there will acknowledge it, but I invented the term gangrene.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh yes, it was me.
Okay, I appreciate you taking credit for your obvious work now, so it's good, long overdue. So let's do this. Initially, we're going to make it a super chat to unlock that, but instead, DNY for Life sent in a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, and that'll do. So without further ado, it's time to unlock the B.O.B. in your life.
JETS, Jets.
Yes.
Now that you explain it, I can sort of see the thought process there from a letter to letter perspective as we're doing this Jet spelling bee.
That's
So,
right. Now, I want to ask you, did you add Marv Albert yelling yes at the end of that?
I should have,
Yeah,
but that is,
I don't think you have to. It sounds like it's already there.
yeah,
I
DNY
don't
for
want you
life.
to play it
and
again, but the next time you,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
the
let me
next time,
see it. Yeah, you're right.
J-E-T. I don't want you to play it again. But
Jets.
Yes.
That is very Marv Albert. Yes, I like that. That's
yeah,
good touch.
yeah, he was my hero. So yeah, he and Mickey Mantle. So yeah.
Okay, well, those are good heroes to have. So salute to DNY for life, and that is his yes at the end of that. So excited he was on there. So it's only natural that he would have sent in the super chats. Here is 19 raffle tickets to our contest, and let's read those 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. Thanks, DNY for life. Phil Sounds, Lil Marrow, Take Flight Today. Good to see Brenton here. Daniel Ruth and Dick Chimney's Burner. Very nice. Thank you guys for the memberships. Appreciate it. Bob, let's get right into it in terms of the injury report. And thank you, DNY for life, for doing that. That was hilarious. Let's get into it here. And there's some concerning things on the injury report for the Jets. There's some concerning things for the Bills, and we'll get to that too, I promise. But the one that popped up here that caught my attention was Josh Reynolds, the Jets starting wide receiver. He popped up with a hamstring injury, did not practice on Thursday. He didn't have the injury on Wednesday, so this came out somewhere between the end of Wednesday's practice and beginning of Thursday's practice. And Ritsamini said he very well could miss the game on Sunday. Now, you may say, Josh Reynolds, what's the big deal? Well, Josh Reynolds played 97% of the snaps in week 1 against the Steelers. And while he only had like 2 catches for 18 some odd yards, Josh Reynolds was clearly the wide receiver 2 by snap total, which means if he's unable to go, the Jets cut Xavier Gibson. We could get into that later in the show. So now the Jets could turn to the next guy on the snap count is Tyler Johnson, so he's probably just going to get more snaps. But then the third guy is Alan Lazard, who earlier this week, NFL insider Connor Hughes said he could be cut in days. And now he goes from cut to potentially starting on Sunday versus the Jets. The NFL's a wild place, Bob Lederer. A wild place indeed.
And Alan Lazard may turn out to be one of our best players this year because when you least expect it, you can have a veteran like that who you expect nothing from. And I'm not saying I do.
Yeah, sure.
But all of a sudden, I mean, the guy's been in the NFL for a while, and he earned his place in there. I mean, he had at least one really good year in Green Bay with Rodgers.
Sure.
Obviously, his Jet tenure has been a disaster,
It's been less than ideal.
especially for what they have to pay him. But he is a veteran, and maybe Aaron Glenn can work some magic, with him, although it doesn't look like it so far, or he wouldn't have him in the lineup.
That would also probably be true. But I would just say this in a general sense, right? A lot of people wanted the Jets to cut him this offseason and just say, hey, just move on. I received a question yesterday at the end of the show, like, hey, would you be upset if they just cut him? And I'm like, I wouldn't be upset, but I said the real thing here for Allen is it's depth. It's an emergency. It's break the glass. Now, I don't think Al Lazard is a superstar wide receiver by any means, but he's an NFL receiver. He has 27 touchdowns in his 7-year career, will turn 8-year career in 2025. So with what just happened, I think that goes to show you why you don't make rash decisions. The Jets could have just simply cut Lazard earlier this week and said, the Aaron Rodgers thing is over. Who cares where he goes next? And then all of a sudden Reynolds pops up on the injury report. They're like, oh boy, where the hell are we going to turn? So I think Lazard, but here's the key for Lazard if he has to step up to the plate. And there's a full article in the YouTube description down below. I don't question whether Lazard can replace the run blocking of Josh Reynolds. They're both big physical guys. That part makes sense. The part that I question, though, is that Alan Lazard has led the league in drop percentage the last 2 years. So when he gets his opportunities, he doesn't take advantage of them. And Josh Reynolds doesn't get peppered with targets, but he does get a couple, and the Jets are relying on him to catch the ball when they throw it his way. If Reynolds is unavailable for this game, they're going to have to rely, which is a scary thing to do, on Alan Lazard to make up that difference. That's the part of it that scares me a little bit.
Josh Reynolds' appearance on the field last year wasn't even a rumor, last week I should say, wasn't even a rumor until he made that first catch. And even CBS said, who made that catch? Oh, let's see as they unpile. And
Yeah.
oh, it was Josh Reynolds. And then I
Mhm.
went, when did he get in the game? And then we find out, as you pointed out, 97% of the snaps he was on the field.
Yeah.
The thing about Lazard and cutting him is when you're a general manager,
Mhm.
you have to have the correct and appropriate sidestep ready to go. So who's going to replace him? Well, if you cut him in training camp,
Sure.
you had to have done so because you felt there was somebody else that was going to beat him out. Clearly,
Yeah.
Lazard is a starting wide receiver in the NFL. If you do it now, who are they going to bring in from outside the organization? Even if they bring somebody up from the practice squad,
Sure.
who would they then go out and get to add to the practice squad that would be of greater benefit, even in practice, than Lazard is right now? So I don't think he's going anywhere. The speculation from last week, I think, was probably pretty accurate. If they had cut him before the opening game, yeah, he would have found himself, out in Pittsburgh pretty quickly,
100%.
even just for a 1 week payday, and
100%.
find out what the Jets were really going to do.
I agree.
So, Alan Lazard to use my baseball interests again, he is the floating particles that are in Manea's left elbow that won't be taken care of until after the season is over. He's of no importance to the team right now. I don't know. I assume he plays special teams even when he's starting. No, not at all.
Which is the problem, of course, because and this is also, you can blame the Jets, I guess, for roster construction, is Alan Lazard in his entire Jets tenure so far, he's played one special team snap. One. In his entire career, he's played about 200 and change, but that's 8 years, and he hasn't played more than 3 special team snaps in 4 years in a singular year. So
another reason not to just cut him right now. You got to have somebody who's going to replace him, but who will play special teams, which raises my question. Now that Xavier Gibson has gone to the great blue football team in the sky.
Yes, for those who missed it, when he got waived by the Jets, he was claimed on waivers by the New York Giants yesterday.
Yeah. So who are the twosome that are going to be back on kickoffs?
That is a great question, Bob. Let's answer that. And another part of the injury report, Kene Nguanu, who's a former All-Pro returner and the guy the Jets like a lot, he hurt his hamstring against the Steelers, and Rich Cimini on his podcast said he could be out several games. So that doesn't sound good at all. He was did not participate 2 straight days of practice this week, and we have another practice day today. That doesn't look good at all. But if you remove him from the table based on the injury, Xavier Gibson's obviously removed. That's the top 2 returners from last week for the Jets. So who are the guys? There are 3 guys to me that immediately stand out. The only other guy who returned a kick last week that's not one of the 2 I just mentioned was Arian Smith, the rookie wide receiver. He had 1 return for 31 yards. So he did it last week, which obviously he must be next in the conga line. So you have him. You have Isaiah Davis, who did it last year a little bit, the running back at a directional Dakota State. And then the newest guy is Isaiah Williams. He was a 24-year-old that was on the Cincinnati Bengals practice squad. The Jets swiped him up this week. And he would, if I had to place money on it, would be the betting favorite to be one of the 2 returners. Now, they have to put 2 returners back there. So I believe he will be one of them. And then the other will be a coin flip between Arian Smith and Isaiah Davis. That's what my gut says at this point.
Yeah, and the primary one will be the guy to return the kicks, and the other will be someone who can really block.
Yeah. Although
you're not going to put a really small guy back there and expect him to do any kind of damage as a blocker. So
now, I would normally say if you have any kind of a good kicker, I'll be curious what Buffalo does, because they have a older kicker like the Jets do and Matt Prater. So sometimes when you have older kickers, they don't make them do the kickoffs. They save their leg strength for the field goal. So we'll see. I don't know if he kicked off on Sunday Night Football. I wasn't paying attention to that extra level of detail. So I'll be curious. Because if you have a really good kicker, you have 2 returners back there. If you don't want it to go to one returner or the other, you could force directional the ball to the other guy. But I don't know who. Bills have a new kicker and a new punter within the last 6 days. So, we'll sort of see what ends up happening there. And I see a lot of people in the chat going, "Oh, Arian Smith. Arian Smith, not for return man, but to step up at wide receiver. Maybe that happens, but I'll just tell you this, based on the stat numbers, he played 6 snaps last week. So maybe there is a tremendous surge from week 1 to week 2. That would sort of be surprising me based at least on what the Jets cooked up in week 1. Every game plan is its own game plan. So hopefully Arian Smith does get more action.
The potential and the problem with Arian Smith is
Yeah.
that his key play is a fly pattern.
Yep. That's right.
Or a deep post.
Yeah.
To expect him to go over the middle or do, as I call it, a down and out, as we always called it in the streets, is probably going to get him killed. And on top of the fact that he probably hasn't really shown himself to be that great a route runner yet.
Mm-hmm.
And yet every time he's in the lineup, the defense has to assume, oh, they're going for the long one here. Oh, they didn't go the last time for the long one, but they're going to go for the long one here. So he might be in there for 6 or 7 isolated plays as a decoy. And they still didn't go for the long one last week with him. And it'll, obviously it depends on what they really want Fields to do and how much time they feel they can give him back there, to unload his long ball, which is his strength. By the way, being in Chicago, I have talked to a number of football fans. Let me reverse. Let me start from the beginning.
Okay.
Paul.
Yes, sir.
I was really depressed after the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, when they lose, I've said this before, it's crushing because you can't do anything about it for 7 days.
Right. That's true.
And you can talk your head off as you have to do every day.
That's true.
About the next game. But I have to tell you, I was pretty depressed. I even told my wife on Monday, I said, honey, I got to tell you, I'm really depressed. What are you depressed about? What's going on? I said, that Jet game yesterday, that really took me for a loop. But here's the good news, Paul.
Oh, okay.
The Bears lost Monday night, so my spirits picked up immediately. Especially when Williams, when their quarterback had so much trouble, especially in the late going when they really needed somebody they could count on. And I picked up, I told you my son is here for the weekend.
Yes.
And I picked up he and his friend from the train station yesterday.
Yeah.
And his friend is a big Bears fan.
Okay.
And so I asked his friend, well, what did you think of the game on Sunday? And my son said to me, don't talk to him about it. He hates the quarterback.
Wow. Okay. Well, that'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, they've got, talk about a town that is down on their quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And remember, the story came out in the book over the spring that he had tried to maneuver his way onto Minnesota, not getting drafted by the Bears. And the game plan was he was going to denigrate.
There it is, right there.
He was going to denigrate not only the Bears, and his father told him that the Chicago Bears are where quarterbacks go not to ever become anything, but he was ready to really pound the city itself, which would have made it nearly impossible for the Bears to have drafted him. But anyway, he has thrown here everything, for a loop, because they can't really get anything started offensively if you can't do anything with him. And I'm sure you watched a good part of the game on Monday night. I only watched the first half, and the open receivers that he didn't see or didn't throw to, especially in the first half when he was hot, it was just remarkable. So I asked everybody around here, so what do you think of Justin Fields last week? Because
that's what I was just about to ask you, Bob.
Here last week,
and
they give me a look. I said, you don't look like you're a believer. And they look at me and said, do you? I said, well, my favorite phrase is, I'm not from Missouri, but show me anyway. And we'll see. I mean, I think Sunday's a critical game just to look like he's really made the progress that we expected last week. He's not going to be outstanding every week. No NFL quarterback is, but I'm hoping that what we saw last week was an example of what he's capable. Obviously, it shows what he's capable of doing. Let's see if he can do it again. I don't
So
think
what's your
Buffalo's
assessment, though, Bob, of what he did against the Steelers as a passer,
yeah, but
as a
Buffalo's
runner?
defense doesn't appear to be much better than the Steelers' defense is.
Well, no, they had a lot of their own issues, but I am curious. Just Justin Fields in a vacuum. What did you make of his performance against the Steelers in Week 1?
I spent the game with this expression. I mean, come on, nobody. In fact, by the way, I tried to listen in on your play-by-play and such, and it was a play behind.
Yeah,
So
a lot of people have had that problem, so I apologize.
Yeah, but that's sometimes I watch a game here and somebody else I know is watching it somewhere else, and he's telling me or I'm telling him what just happened because they're a play behind. And
right. Yeah, I guess it's just the nature of where we are.
But anyway, no, I mean he was out of this world. But I did ask the Bears fan yesterday in the car, has he ever played like that for the Bears? And he said, well, he's had some really good games, but I don't think he ever played that well in any one game for us the way he played last week.
I think that was one of the best games, if not the best game of his career.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, that has to be considered a real sign of progress.
Yeah. But the next sign, you mentioned it, Bob, and I agree on the Justin Fields trend. That was cool. That was awesome. That got me jumping out of my seat several times. Consistency, sustainability. Now let's see another team, which, by the way, and everything you just pointed out, the Bills defense struggled against the run, which should be the base principle of this offense. And if you're able to do that and the Bills have to overcommit to the run game, that should open up things in theory for the pass game, which, by the way, the Bills secondary is not great, whether it's at safety or at corner. They're hurting in both of those respectives. So there should be another opportunity for Justin Fields to build upon the success of Week 1, I would say.
And the one guy that you didn't mention in the Bills injury report who will not play is Ed Oliver, and he kills the Jets.
Well, let's not put the cart before the horse here. We don't know if he's not going to play, but it looks incredibly unlikely. In the same way that Josh Reynolds, and let's get to it because that's a biggie, Ed Oliver, who was the player of the week. If you guys watch Sunday Night Football, I mean, Ed Oliver had sacks, he had quarterback hits, he had pressures. Of course, the most notable thing he did was with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game, he stripped Derrick Henry of the ball with the Ravens having an 8-point lead. Bills take over. They score a touchdown, miss the 2-point conversion, force the Ravens to a 3-and-out, and then, of course, get that last-second field goal to win the game. That's all Ed Oliver, who's one of the most disruptive players in football in Week 1. He popped up on the injury report. Again, whenever you pop up, and what I mean by that is your practice weeks normally start on Wednesday, and Ed Oliver wasn't on the practice report Wednesday. Then all of a sudden he didn't practice Thursday, and he's in a walking boot in the locker room. Yeah. You're like, whoa, what the hell happened?
He's in a wheelchair working his way around the
scooter he's in, as he was and again, that means the injury happened somewhere between the end of practice on Wednesday to the beginning of practice or during practice on Thursday. So if he's unavailable, that is a massive needle moving thing. Now, if you're a Jets fan, hey, last year we would have thought Christian McCaffrey not being available in Week 1 was a needle-moving thing, and we got our ass kicked. So you have to handle your own business, but if you are the Jets, how can that not be a massive benefit? The Buffalo Bills gave up basically 300 yards rushing against the Ravens with Ed Oliver, and he was awesome. You take him off the table, oh boy. All of a sudden we get into some real trouble. So,
although the Ravens clearly led the NFL in rushing yards last year. I mean, they are a rushing machine.
Yeah, they're terrific. So again, that's also another factor. Obviously, you have to factor in. Dave is asking, what is the Ed Oliver injury? It is listed as an ankle. We don't know anything more than that. Now, the slightly positive news and why he's not officially ruled out for this game yet is when he was in the walking boot, he got off the scooter and apparently played ping pong with his teammates while in the boot. So that either just shows carelessness as he's in a boot, or maybe the injury, it's a precautionary boot situation. Sometimes we overreact to seeing people in boots, so I don't know yet. We'll have a much better thing today. If he doesn't practice again today and he's still in that boot, okay, he's probably out for Sunday, which, like I said, is a needle-moving thing if that ends up being the case.
You know, you also in the interview yesterday made the point, which I really remember, is the difficulty that Allen has playing in our building.
Yes.
And the interceptions, the fumbles, the inaccuracies. Yep. You know, it's quite a different guy when we play them up in Buffalo, although the weather conditions are always distinctly different between playing here at the beginning of the season and playing there in wintertime. In fact, I often wonder, why don't they ever reverse it? Same thing with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
You know, why aren't we playing the Dolphins late in the season, you know, rather than having them come to New York when it's 30 degrees? But anyway.
Well, hey, that works out for us though, right? Because
well, it does. It does, and it would. But
and we prevent the heat, right? Because like the week 4 Monday Night Football game, we play the Dolphins this year. It's at night. Great. That should mitigate the normal heat if there was a 1 o'clock game and the other way. So,
by the way, because I told everybody last week that I am always wrong with my predictions. This week I'm going with Buffalo.
Okay. That's some sort of reverse psychology?
Can't fool me.
Okay, there you go. Well, that works for me. So, okay, what's your score prediction, Bob? Because a lot of people have the score wrong of the Steelers-Jets game. They're going to be 10-9, and now it exploded.
I have Buffalo 30 and the Jets 24.
Okay, all right. Hey, 20-plus points for the Jets offense. That would be great to see. So, more to see
But
there.
one of these weeks, we're going to get a pick six.
Oh, my God. We should have had it with Brandon Stevens, but apparently visited the popcorn stand before attempting to catch an Aaron Rodgers ball, or Aaron Rodgers paid him off. I don't know what happened there, but that was a clear drop on the interception.
You bring up Brandon Stevens, and one of the interesting things to me this week is Buffalo doesn't have a real number one wide receiver. They have some young guys who apparently are very talented.
Sure.
But number one, can Glenn really straighten out or really improve the defensive backfield in 1 week? I think he can make some measurable improvement. Whether he can fix everything, I don't know. But who is going to play on who? Who is Allen's number one going to be? And I don't think it's going to be the wide receivers. I think you'll agree it's going to be the tight ends.
I do, which is obviously going to play a factor too. Now, I was asked because the Buffalo, the official home of the Buffalo Bills, WGR 550, I know people over there, and they wanted me on the radio show yesterday, and they asked me live, is Sauce Gardner going to be traveling with Keon Coleman? And I'm like, maybe, because Keon Coleman was the hot thing in week 1, but, with all due respect, he's not Jamar Chase. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not CeeDee Lamb. He's not one of those receivers that I think is unquestionably going to get shadowed by Sauce. I think sometimes the Jets are just going to play it straight up, left and right, and say, like in this Bills game, I think it's a perfect example where you could just say, yeah, let's just sort of see whoever lines up anywhere. Because to your point, I don't think they have a true number one wide receiver. So why bring Sauce around? Now, halftime adjustments, if Keon's going crazy, then now let's put Sauce on him. But I think to start, I probably would just ride it as is and let's just play defense.
Yeah, I know. I agree. In fact, you say halftime adjustment. If Keon Coleman goes wild on the first series, I think
go earlier.
Make the adjustment right then and there.
Yeah, that would be helpful. A couple other injury notes. I mean, the Bills have like 1,000 guys in their injury report, so they are deep in the bag already. Only heading into week 2. Tre'Davious White in the groin. That's one to watch. He's one of their starting cornerbacks. As a matter of fact, their entire secondary is on this list in terms of injury, but he's one that's sort of up in the air. That's one to certainly watch. For the Jets, here's a couple things. So Kanan Guanu, again, hamstring. Samini said in his podcast, he could be out multiple weeks. Not good. Josh Reynolds popped up on the injury report yesterday. Not good. That one's up in the air. Jay Tufele, this one's a weird one. It's an illness/personal situation. So he's missed practice both days this week, but also he hasn't been at least in week 1, he wasn't a main character on that story. So that one's a little weird one up in the air. Sauce Gardner, again, I told you, it's never good when someone pops up on the injury report that wasn't on it before. Sauce Gardner popped up with a groin injury yesterday, was a limited participant. We'll see what Aaron Glenn says here in a couple of hours on Sauce. So he's had a calf, a fibula, and a groin within the first week and a half, which is not ideal by any means. There is an encouraging sign on Mason Taylor. He did not practice on Wednesday, and I'm like, that's the same ankle he hurt back in training camp, but he was a limited participant yesterday, so he returned to practice. So that's more encouraging news.
Yeah, it's amazing, but true, that the teams that go furthest in the NFL, both in the regular season and the playoffs, are the ones that find a way to stay healthy.
Battle of attrition, Bob. Battle of attrition.
I mean, I can make reference to what happened with the Jets in 68, in 69, and in 70. The year before they won the Super Bowl, their offensive backfield, except for Namath, was decimated. The year after they won the Super Bowl, They lost running backs. They lost Maynard, got hurt, late in the season. Their whole defensive secondary, the year after the Super Bowl, was injured 1 week after another. And
Wow.
it got so bad that they had to use 4 linebackers. So,
my gosh.
yeah, it's, the NFL is a battle of attrition. And, that's how you really, get far, is to find a way to stay healthy. And of course, the greatest players in the NFL always find a way to stay healthy or to battle through the injuries that are inevitable. Because when you keep getting hit and hit again and hit hard, to be able to get up and just shrug it off is real manhood.
I agree. Quick question. Troy Sturge says, is Lazard going to be a healthy scratch again this week? Again, I would say not. Again, if you're just joining us, and I know people are coming in and out because this is a live digital show, and people can re-listen to it either on YouTube, rewatch it, or re-listen to it on the audio-only version. Josh Reynolds is very up in the air. He popped up on the injury report with a hamstring and did not practice yesterday. Rich Cimini said there's a chance he misses the game, which actually I think saves Lazard. Again, it goes from unlikely hero. Last week he's a healthy scratch, and people says he could be cut. Now all of a sudden he could be starting on Sunday, quite frankly. Your starting 3 receivers could be Tyler Johnson, Allen Lazard, and Garrett Wilson. So I would actually venture to guess and say, Troy Sturgis, that it's the opposite. He is starting this week. I thought he was destined to be a healthy scratch again based on the commentary of Aaron Glenn, sort of how he described Allen Lazard on Monday. I'm like, oh, that could be another healthy scratch situation. But now you never know what can happen based on injuries.
Hopefully we're not going to spend any time as fans wondering, gee, who's wide receiver number 2 in there?
Yeah.
Because they're just running the ball up and down the field. And, hitting the tight end, hitting Garrett, for, some short hitters, hitting the tight end again, hitting Brees, hitting Allen. It's, hopefully we just keep matriculating the ball downfield, as a Kansas City coach, Hank Stram, once said.
Hey, Bob, before we get into the phone calls and everything, I see we have some questions in the chat. My father asked, is Bob offering autographed books for coffee club members? I'd love to buy one.
I have a limited number, and I am willing to sell them. Yes. Okay. Yes, yes to Papa Paul. Okay. By the way, there's something else I wanted to bring up to you. And number one, I wanted to congratulate you on 5 years.
Oh, thank you.
With the video and on your 8,000, and I think you have 8,001, or is it more than that?
It's more than that. When you get 8.01, I believe it's 8,011 right now. But let me
congratulations, and 10,000 or bust. Let's think big.
That's what I'm thinking of. That was maybe it's arbitrary. The number I picked when I started this channel 5 years ago. I'm like, 10,000 would be a pretty cool number. That sounds like a lot of people. Like that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, especially
you're so early in the morning because you're talking about an audience. So many people on their way to work, and with so many things, getting the kids off to school and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and so all of that makes it difficult because And by the way, the other thing I wanted to bring up to you after the game on Sunday.
Sure, yeah.
I listened to you, and then I turned to Jake.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the difference of perspective.
If I listened to Jake alone, I would have been in the back of my house digging a hole to put myself into. He was so dark.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I mean, as down as I was, I had to turn him off. Yeah, because it was just too depressing. Yes, I mean, inside I felt the same thing that he did, that there's nothing that's going to cheer me up, that there's nothing here that we can feel positive about, and moral victories don't matter, and yada, yada, yada. And then I went to Bright Skies and Sunshine over on the Boy Green channel, because at least you could try to feel good about some of the stuff that the Jets have been able to do that you maybe had never seen or didn't expect to see. So I salute you, Boy Green, for what you did last Sunday.
Yeah,
to at least help some of us maintain sanity.
Now, I will say this, and I'll get more to your Bob questions. I see we have a few more in the chat. I'll get to that.
Anyway, tell your dad, yes, I will sell him. I'll sell him a copy.
Okay, there you go. I put him on my list, and I see
And
Old Yank.
because he can travel to Abu Dhabi, he must have a lot of money. So we'll have to negotiate a price.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Old Yank also says, I'm with Pops. I'd love to get that autograph book on the mantle. Okay, Old Yank, I'll add you to the list. Apparently, it's a limited amount of copies, so first come, first serve from that perspective. And
Yeah.
we have one of those going to our raffle, which we'll get into
Yep.
in a second. I would say, to your point about optimism and all this, I mean, there's no question about it. Week 1 was gut-wrenching. It sucked to lose to Aaron Rodgers. The Xavier Gibson fumble stunk, 2 dropped interceptions. I mean, there's just plays after plays after plays that made you just, one of these things goes the other way, which is classic Jets football, that you lose a game. And again, that is gut-wrenching in itself. But I am a guy that tries to look at the glass half full. You don't control the cards you're dealt in life. You can control how you respond to them. And we were dealt a unfortunate loss in week 1 against Aaron Rodgers and his smugness. But like, the fact of the matter is that Justin Fields showed a whole heck of a lot more than any of us could have possibly thought. And let's see if in encore performance, we keep clapping and standing up in the theater if he comes back out and does it again. That's, I think, what a lot of us are hoping for.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Absolutely. Although I was reminded yesterday, he's not really good at bringing a team back, late in the game. And, they said to me, well, look what he did last week. I said, well, he had a minute. And they were deep in their own territory. And, and admittedly, when you're relying on your running game, for most of your offense, it's going to be hard, even in a 2-minute drill to get downfield real quickly. But let's see, because if, again, like I said last week, and I maintain this belief, if the defense can give Fields enough chances, he can generate offense, and that we did see last week. I mean, what, they punt once?
Yeah, I don't have the stat in front of me, but I think it was only.
Only once that I can recall, and that says a lot. But you got to make those field goals. You got to take every opportunity. And I don't know, and I did not like either one of the 2-point conversion attempts because it's too early in the game. Save that
2 punts for the Jets. The Jets only had 2 punts in the game. Yeah.
Honestly, the Bears are doing the same thing. The Bears they're going 3rd and 4th and 3 from the other team's 24-yard line, and they're going for it. Well, what for? Early in the game, just kick the field goal, take the points, and move on.
Yeah.
If you need a touchdown, you go for it.
Of course,
the Jets didn't need a touchdown, and they were just going up and down the field. So kick that field goal, put the defense out, and find a way. I was really surprised they didn't find a way to stop Rodgers. And hopefully, and with receivers not open, wide open.
Hopefully that part can at least be corrected. At least be in the frame of the television shot when the ball's getting thrown his way. That's a progress I'm hoping to see in this Jets-Bills game, which Troy Sturgis asked with the YouTube super chat. We always appreciate it. Then we got to hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna. Wow. Is this kind of a must-win for us? I would say absolutely not, Troy. Now, and I don't want to say that and then say, I'm cool with losing. That's not what I'm saying at all. But must-win, if we don't win this game, the season's over? No. Like, teams start 0-2 all the time. Now, the analytics say you start 0-2, it's very difficult to make the playoffs and all those kind of things. But Buffalo's really good. So the Jets are projected to lose. The opening line of the week was 8.5 points at home. The Jets are an underdog. Although that line has shifted a little bit with some more money coming to the Jets, making it a 6.5 game the last time I checked. I don't think it's must win, but look at this stretch coming up for the Jets. You got to start finding wins somewhere. At Tampa Bay is difficult. At Miami, well, we'll see how Miami responds after that week 1 performance. And then we're all together for the week 5 Jets-Cowboys game. The Cowboys showed some chutzpah against the Philadelphia Eagles in the season opening game of the NFL season. So I wouldn't call it must win, but I really want to see a good response here because I think there's going to be an emotional letdown from Buffalo. They just had this playoff game-like atmosphere of a hard friggin' week. They put on the full pads on Wednesday to try to get their guys ready to go. I think the Jets have a chance to jump on top of Buffalo. Being at home, having that advantage, the Jets are pissed off after not winning the game last week. Buffalo's riding this emotional high. The Jets need to jump on top of Buffalo and try to prevent what Bob said before about Justin Fields. We haven't seen whether Justin Fields, if they go down 17-0 immediately, can Justin Fields orchestrate a team to come back. I'd rather not find out this week. Thank you very much. Maybe we can find that out a different week. How about the Jets jump on top of the Bills 10-0, 14-0, and have Buffalo and our pass rushers go in with their ears pinned back to go after it? I don't think this is a must win, though, Bob. What do you say?
If Buffalo had had the problems throughout the game last week instead of the amazing comeback that they had, I think you would have seen a much angrier and much more focused Buffalo Bills team coming into New York.
Yeah.
But the fact that they had that miraculous win, they're probably feeling really good about themselves and very heady. And although they look at the Jets, I don't think they will take the Jets that seriously. They're saying, well, okay, they're a much improved team, but we're the Buffalo Bills, and they've been talking about, bringing the Super Bowl, the Lombardi Trophy, up to Western New York all summer. And so I think they're probably less focused on this game than they would have been if they had been really humiliated last week.
Yeah, I think so. By the way, my pop is now asking, and a lot of people are apparently, please share the info on how to purchase. So, Bob, you said you have a limited number of books. Is it basically first come, first serve? If people are interested, they can reach out to me, and then I can reach out to you.
You can buy some books on Amazon. They are still out there. But here's a little hint as far as I know.
All right.
When the book came out in 2018, the publisher told me that I had to sell 12,000 books in order to start collecting royalties.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think they even printed 10,000 books, because I know we've sold about 5.
Yeah.
Overall. And if you go online now, a lot of the books that you can buy are secondhand. Most of them, from what I've seen, are in still very good condition. Mm-hmm. But anyway, if you buy a book, Boy Green has my information. You can send the books to me. I'll be glad to sign them. Just give me an envelope so that I can return it to you, and give me some way to communicate with you so we can decide, how much you want to spend for the mail back, because you can mail a book very, very inexpensively, but it'll take you a month to get it.
Yeah,
the post office is not interested in sending you, a book if you're only paying a couple of bucks to mail it. But if you pay them the $7 or $8, probably you can get it in 3 days. So, so all of that plays into it. And then we'll have to talk about exactly what the books are really worth to you. But again, if you're one of the few people in the world who can go to Abu Dhabi and hang out with the Sheikh set out there, I think you've got some bucks to spend. But anyway, no, I mean, if anyone's really interested, do it through Paul, and he'll tell me. Give him all the information about you. I do have a couple of books I can sell you directly, and otherwise there'll probably be situations where you'll have to order it for yourself. You can actually send it directly to me. Let me know it's coming, and I can then sign it and get it out and return it to you.
All right, beautiful. So, folks, if you are interested, and we'll spin this off into the raffle and then open up the phone lines here in just a minute. If you do have any interest in purchasing an autographed copy of this beautiful book,
are you hiding it now, Paul? I mean, come on. It should be front and center.
It should be a little easier there. But there you go. Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football. If you would like an autographed copy of Bob Lederer's book, you see his name right there, Bob Lederer's book, reach out to me on any, it could be Discord if you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member. It could be email. It could be social media, whichever you prefer. Reach out to me and we'll add you to the list. We already have Hop on Pop and Old Yank on this list. We have a limited amount that Bob will do directly from himself, but obviously there'll also be another option of just purchasing the book online and then having it sent to Bob. So folks, just reach out if you have any interest, and I will help be the middleman to get all this stuff together and figure it out. We'll make sure we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's do this, folks. For DNY for Life gave 5 raffle tickets earlier in the show, so he has 19 total raffle tickets now for the contest, which we appreciate. And here's our raffle giveaway. If you spend $3 on my YouTube channel, if you're new to the channel, first off, welcome. Like the video and hit subscribe. But if you are new to the channel, we do raffle giveaways every single month here on the channel. If you spend $3, you have a chance to win the prize pack. That's all you have to spend is $3. Obviously, the more raffle tickets you purchase, the better your odds. But here are all the items. A random vintage Jets player t-shirt, as Dre Correa said the other day. He got a real laugh out of the one I sent him, which is fun. A New York Jets sideline hoodie, a New York Jets polo, a personalized autographed copy of Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team at Change Football. Shout out to Badshaw. He is purchasing the book and paying for the shipping from Bob to you, the winner of this contest on October 1st. So a big salute to Badshaw for that. And that one-of-a-kind Jet Zone banner from me and my former ESPN New York co-host, Ty Butler. All of those items will be given away on October 1st. Good luck to all you guys. And again, if you want a chance, just spend $3 on YouTube, which you can do if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the money sign. You have a lot of options to pick from. Super chat, super
stickers. And again, my thanks to Badshaw.
Yeah. That is awesome. And okay, well, there you go. There's a big shout out for my pop here. He said, I would actually like to buy 2 signed copies, one for myself and one for the largest contributor as part of our prize pack for the Wounded Warrior raffle. And this is another big shout out. So Bob just said a second ago, like, oh, wow, Paul, 5 years on YouTube and 8,000 subscribers and all that's pretty cool. And I really am appreciative of everyone that's contributed to that. A really cool thing, though, that I want to put even on top of all of that is the Hop on Pop charity raffle. We've been doing the 50-50 raffle. We just broke over $1,000 of money that's going to this wonderful charity. So I want to thank everyone from the Boy Green Coffee Club that has contributed to this. Let me hide his comment real quick. So thank you, everybody. Again, we've surged over $1,000 for this charity. It means a lot. Thank you guys to the Boy Green Coffee Club universe. Long story short, we're doing a 50-50 raffle. 50% of the money goes to you guys. 50% goes to the Wounded Warrior Project. And you guys can send that in on Venmo or PayPal at Paul-Esden or at HopOnPop22. And yes, my pop apparently is adding an autographed copy of Bob Lederer's book to the prize pack for our top donator, which is pretty cool. So thank you to Pop, and thank you to everyone out there in the universe. Pretty cool. $1,000 for charity.
What thought for you about your Dallas Jets game?
Yeah, sure.
You better get yourself a little plastic cover or something for that hat, because if it rains that day, that hat's going to droop real quick.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We want it at maximum undroopage. We definitely want that, roaring and ready to go for that game. So that's going to be beautiful. That's going to be beautiful. I would love to. I would love to be able to pop that on. So that'd be great. Oh, look, we have an angry Bills fan on Twitter. Oh, boy, here we go. Danny in real life says, contrary to popular belief among Jet fans that this is a competitive rivalry, the Bills have won 8 of the last 10 and are 71-58 all-time versus the Jets. It's interesting that we're drawing it out to 10, because if you draw it out a little bit shorter than that, Danny, that's where I think some of these Jet fans get into the rivalry in which we discuss, because I see a few Jets wins, including Zach Wilson, inspired Jets wins for 2 of them. If we shorten that up, instead of going, 8 of the last 10, if we just go to, what's that, the last 6, there's 2 Jets wins in there. The Jets are 2-4 against Buffalo in the last 6, which is one game short of 500.
I vaguely recollect that one of these 2 teams has won a Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
Only one of them. Only one of them.
Weird. Huh.
I can't recall which one it is.
I'm not sure. I can't put my finger on it. Can't put my finger on it.
And let's do the quick math. If you eliminate 8 of the last 10, that's 63-56.
Interesting.
That's a lot closer. So yeah, I mean, look, since we got Zach and they got Josh Allen, it's kind of been unbalanced. There's no doubt about that.
And let's just call it how we see it here. The Bills have the reigning MVP. The Buffalo Bills are really good. But to Danny's point, trying to illustrate that this isn't a competitive series, I think is just wrong. It obviously has been. It's been multiple Bills people have told us this week. So Danny, take this for what you will. Maybe your Bills people are drinking all kinds of funky stuff They called MetLife Stadium a house of horrors for the Bills, is how they described it, of coming in and the troubles that the Jets have given Buffalo. So, Danny, take that for what you will, of some of the Bills analysts that have joined our show and referenced MetLife in that way. And I went, really? That's how you guys see MetLife Stadium? And he said, yes. And I'm like, interesting. So, you never know. But hey, let's just see what happens on Sunday. We could talk about history and this and that, but let's just see how it plays out.
That's why you play. That's why you play the game.
That's what they say, Bob. That's what they say.
By
Again,
the way,
everybody.
I also wanted to thank. I wanted to thank Indy.
Yeah.
Because I tried to actually call in the other day.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't get through because it was a shortened version. But anyway, Indy actually mentioned me and OG in the same phrase.
Okay, congratulations.
And I'm honored to be considered one of the OGs.
No question. It's great to have you on the show every week, Bob. It's great to honor our history. I am a guy that you have to respect where you came from, respect the path that was carved out. Like there's a lot of these young hippies out there in the universe that don't pay homage to who came before us and who continues to walk with us. So I am someone that absolutely celebrates our well-respected veterans in the Jets enthusiast community. That's for dang sure. And you are one of them, Bob. You're one of them.
Well, one of the early listen, when you experienced again as a kid what they did in January 69, but you also lived through 63, 64, 65, 66. And then things started to gel in 67. But they went 5-8-1 3 years in a row when Weeb started.
Wow.
And you'd wonder if they were making progress, but they were making great progress because they had gone from basically, a poor elevated version of the Titans the first year to by the second year, they'd basically removed themselves of, most of the players, all but a handful. Curly Johnson, who was the punter, and they'd picked up Paul Rochester the first year that we got there from Kansas City. So, they made great progress, and it took 6 years. This is not, this was not a time when there was free agency and players didn't really freely come and go. And they put people on special teams with the full knowledge that on any given play, their season was going to be over. And they went next because it was really a fearful way to make a living, was to play football back then when the equipment was not as good either. I'm amazed. I was watching part of the NFL game yesterday, and I see the receivers now and the other players with the extra padded covering outside their football helmet.
Yeah,
unheard of. Just unheard of. To bring in something like that. The put downs they probably would have gotten in earlier decades, from NFL players about, you're a wuss and that sort of thing.
Which, that certainly,
And one more thing that I heard this week that I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was listening in to a different Baltimore Ravens podcast this week.
Okay.
And the guy who was running, he started talking about records of former coaches.
Yeah.
And he says, there was this guy, Weeb Ebank. I don't know who that guy was, but, he won a couple of championships, but I don't know anything about Weeb Ebank. Sitting there going, you don't even know Eubank. Oh my God.
Someone the other day, I was on some show. I think it was a more general show. It wasn't a Jet show. They were like, who's that Super Bowl coach for the Jets? I'm like, Weeb Eubank. And it's like, who was it? I'm like, it's Weeb Eubank, man. That's the coach. That's who it is. And they were like, who is it? Like they weren't listening. They didn't think like old whippersnapper over here, Boy Green knew. I'm like, guys, it's Weeb Eubank. It's very clearly Weeb Eubank.
Yeah.
And,
whose given name was Wilbur.
Yeah, exactly. Which we know
That's why he
because of
changed it to
the
we.
certain child that came over and called. Yes, we. So some reverence would be
The
respected.
original guy, one of the original guys who was buying his own food that he
Yeah.
wanted to put on the plate because he was the general manager and the coach.
And by the way, before we go to the phone lines, I see that the people have sort of rallied around Indy Jets, and makes a lot of sense. Indy's been a big supporter of the show. That perhaps Indy could be next for the emoji. If you want to get Indy an emoji, which I am all for, we're going to have to get a surge because of YouTube's rules. We'll have to get a surge of memberships to unlock the ability to have an emoji. So good luck to you guys. It's going to take a sizable amount. I think I'm on here. It's going to take like 100 memberships or something to get India an emoji. Unfortunately, that is YouTube's rules, but I would love it. Hey, if you guys want to honor Indy and we could put Snowball back to work, he hasn't banged out a custom emoji for us in a while. Hey, folks, rally in the comment section and see if you could do it. So that is the way to do it.
And I'm not saying this to light a fire under him, but I also wanted to really salute the number one Austrian Jets fan, because his support of this channel and of everything Jets, because he's on a number of the different podcasts, is remarkable. And I know you're out there, and I salute you, and I also want you to know, as I've said before, I am half Austrian myself because my dad was from Austria.
All right. I did not know that, Bob. Okay. All right. I love it. So you're our number 2 Austrian Jet fan then?
Yeah. In fact, the name Lederer, there is most of my family goes back to what was Czechoslovakia. And my twin brother went back to the old country, and he went back to a town called Skien. I think it's spelled Skijn. Okay. And it's a cemetery full of letterers. Lederer actually is leather makers. That's where the context.
Well, Bob, I would like you to not join that group for the foreseeable future, please. If we can make that happen, that'd be great. Hey, look at this. Philly Noodles gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. And memberships away for Indy getting his emoji, baby. But hey, you've got to start somewhere. That's how the math works, sir. Michael Bartow, you got that membership from Philly Noodles, and Philly Noodles, you now have 2 raffle tickets to our contest. So we're 99 memberships away. Good luck to everyone out there in the universe. Oh, wait a second. Now all of a sudden, steam is picking up quickly. FL Phil 98, baby. Here we go.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Yes.
89 memberships away. Thank you, Philium. From Indy getting an emoji. Let's go. You guys keep it rolling here on the program, baby. And here are the 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Philium. We've got a surge going. Ryan McCarthy, Rooney Tunes, RS, SoCal Jets fan Shad, Addison, Gary Page, John D. Lee, Jersey Jet, Rex Ryan, Phantom Green and White, Addison, Gary Pape, excuse me, not Gary Page. You 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. We're getting a surge here to see if we could get Indy that emoji. And FL Phil 98, you got yourself 10 raffle tickets yourself for our contest coming up, which we appreciate. So that is 11 raffle tickets for you this month. So, guys, that's it. We need a surge of memberships. That's the rules from the YouTube gods to make this happen. So if you'd like to contribute to the Indy emoji cause, we're 89 memberships away, excuse me, so we could see if we can all contribute together with a little bit of that coming up. All right, let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines. Your phone calls next here on Boy Green Daily. Let's go.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. And I see we got more. Oh, yeah, baby. Indy is the one where people are rallying around Indy. I never thought I'd see it. And we're here, baby. Look at this. Old Yank with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Hey, now. 84 memberships away, folks. 84 memberships away. Let's go.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
Thank you, Old Yank. And of course, guys, just so you know, on top of your contributions to help Indy, you're also helping out yourself with Raffle tickets, so it helps out everybody here. Doyle420, Dre Correa, getting a membership here. Patrick Volpe, and Racing Jason, and T. Rivera. You are another member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Again, shout out to Old Yank. I'll update the banner in a bit, guys, so don't worry. I am keeping track of it behind the scenes, so we will have you updated from that perspective, even if it doesn't appear that way on the banner. Old Yank, you now have 8 raffle tickets to our contest. Appreciate you very much. We've got Bob Lederer here, and all of your memberships raining from the high heavens as we attempt to get Indy immortalized in emoji form. So there you go.
Paul, you are a multitask master. I don't know how you do it.
You know, they pay me the big bucks. That's the only way I can do this, obviously. I see that a lot of people are asking, I can't do a membership from an iPhone. What you could try to do, guys, if you prefer PayPal or Venmo, you could send it in. I can purchase the memberships that way to, like, turn it all around. So I could try to help you guys out if you have any issues with how you're doing it. So Super Chat, or PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle, potentially. We could work out another way if you guys are interested. If you do want to support the Indy Jet emoji train, we'll try to make it happen for you. So just reach out to me in some form or fashion, and we'll try to make it happen. So, but good luck as we continue to churn along here for Indy. Again, 84 memberships away. All right, let's go on the phone train. Hep starts it off. What's up, Hep?
Hey guys, hey Bob, hey Paul.
Good morning. What a shocker. We start with Hep.
Yeah, what a shocker, you know. As far as the Indy thing goes, do you have any dead emojis, people that haven't used it for a while?
Oh, that's a good point. Dead emoji. I love how you have that phrase. So, like, hey, is there any old body we can throw aside here? As I look, it doesn't appear that way. I believe we replaced all of those for the most part as I'm looking through. So I don't see anyone that's dead that could just get their body tossed into the old ocean and sleeping with the daisies and whatnot. So we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way, which we will do for you, Indy. Yeah.
Okay. Now, one thing is, as far as the Matt Snell thing, I'm thinking we have to get the book into the hands of Greeny and to Rich Eisen.
Yeah.
Maybe with highlights on the Matt Snell situation and a paper
or a bookmark or something right on that
bookmark,
and then they open it up like,
I have sent guys. I have sent copies to both those guys.
Oh, you did.
I sent in 18. I sent Greeny 2 of them. I sent one to headquarters up in Bristol, and another one to their new studio on the west side of Manhattan. And I didn't even hear a peep.
Wow.
Now it's possible he never saw him. Who knows?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, that's true too. Right now,
we need to find if we're going to do that. And I sent one to Eisen too. I did send one to Eisen.
Yeah, I think Jake's got to send it to him or give it to him.
We got to find a contact point if you want to use those 2 guys who will basically literally hand deliver it to them if we send it to them.
Right. I think you're right about that.
So
now let's get back to the. Go ahead.
Maybe Mrs. Greenberg.
Stacy, she's active on social media. That could be a way to a man's heart. And
Mrs. Eisen is quite a figure too, from what I understand.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, she's a very prominent sports figure. Susie. Yeah, Susie.
Okay. Now back to the Jets thing. I was thinking about this, Paul. I noticed what Justin Fields was doing different than what he was doing the past 2 years.
What's that?
When he started to run, he kept his head up and he kept looking downfield to pass it off.
Yeah.
And that seemed to be the difference. And I'm wondering now, is the GoPro coming involved here? Is this what's filtered in? Is he seeing that now? If I lift my head and I go like this, the receiver, the defensive back comes off the receiver and now he's open.
Right. Is that what he's being coached up on? Because, obviously, where's the GoPro camera in practice? And then after practice, they review it with the coaches. And let's say he just ran before, right? And the coach is like, whoa, look at X, look at Y, look at Z, look at these guys that are open that you're ignoring, huh? So 100%, that could totally be playing a factor. We should give that more love. Hopefully, Justin Fields, he already had his press conference for this week with the media, but hopefully someone asked him about that in the future. I don't know if he'd want to reveal that information, I guess, for whatever proprietary stuff is involved there, but so other people are going to use it. But no, and it is kind of weird. I think, if I remember correctly, only 4 teams are using it in the NFL. It's like the Falcons, Lions, Jets, and one other team that escapes me. That's full-time using this GoPro stuff in practice, which to me is like, why wouldn't you take advantage of every technology that's out there? So it's a great thought, Heb. It's a great thought.
Why wouldn't you take advantage of keeping your head up if you're running and there are 11 guys trying to take your head off?
Yeah,
well, that's it's easier when you commit, right? Like you go to run, right? And you're like, no, my first read or whatever isn't open, tuck the ball and just start trucking it. If you're looking, you're sort of indecisive because let's say he doesn't throw, it's like, should I run? Should I throw? And as that's coming, 60-mile-per-hour cars are running at him. That would be my assumption, I guess.
And it also says a lot about his talent with his throwing arm. Yeah. Because if you'll recall, he threaded the needle on 3 or 4 different passes.
That Rucker pass, that was amazing.
The Tyler Johnson one was so daring. He was running, and he's like, I think I see him. And when he threw it, again, I'm watching from here. I'm like, he just threw an interception. And then Tyler Johnson keeps running. I'm like, oh, my God, wow.
And the first one to Ruckert, where number 1, we were amazed that he hit the receiver, and 2, that it was Ruckert that caught the ball.
Yeah. Hey, so Paul, are you doing the play-by-play again this Sunday?
I am. Yes, the link is already up, so you guys can hop on in there and do all your love. The 3-show thing is set up. The game day, which of course Matt Lombardo, NFL Insider, at 7:30 in the morning. The live show, which will start at 12:50, and then the post-game show, which I have scheduled for 4:30, but obviously that just whenever the game ends. So yeah.
Right. All right.
Well, have you figured out what the time difference is between live TV and your?
What I do is I find out I see the clock, I see what Paul's watching.
And you slow your TV down?
And I scroll my TV down to match it up,
See, there you go. And what I try to do in the play-by-play is like a million times, and people might find it annoying. I am like 3rd and 2, 11:40 in the game up, even if the digital thing isn't even correct from what I'm literally seeing. So I try to repeat the score time and everything like a million times in a row to keep people as up to date as possible. But and I told Hep this when I was preparing. I'm like, how can I do this better where everyone is exactly on the same page? And then I found out that it was just a losing effort, that like with streaming, cable, this, that, the other, everyone is never going to be in the same place, unfortunately, because of how all of our technology works. So I thought the best way to do it is just keep saying it over and over again. Hopefully people can adjust to the adjustment, I guess.
It's funny that you're able to do that legally, because one of the things I wanted to do with my book was to do an audio play-by-play of the Super Bowl.
Oh, that'd be fun.
With me instead of Merle Harmon. And I had a friend who was going to do the color.
Oh, that would have been fun.
And my lawyer at the publishing company said, you can't do that. NBC has the rights
still
in perpetuity for that game. Yeah. So I said, okay, can I put it down on paper? He said, yeah, you can put it down on paper. And so that's what I did in the back of the book.
I had sent Paul some of the old-timey commercials. I found the Matt Snell beer commercial and some other old-time jet commercials. So if he has to have a bio break.
And by the way, blessed be he for 4 hours, whatever it was. I didn't get up once outside of no, the only time I got up and I left the stream running with what it was for 10 seconds, someone put something in front of the projector. It might have been one of my kids. So it blocked off the score. I'm like, kids, damn it. And I come back. So that's the only time I had to get up. So besides that, it was pretty good.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the call, everybody. Appreciate it. Again, we're continuing our train for Indy here to try to get him an emoji. We're 84 memberships away from the YouTube gods. Again, YouTube requires a certain amount of membership levels to unlock other emojis. So that is it. Again, we're 84 memberships away, and we'll get that there for Indy, which is a cool thing that all you guys are jumping on the train to do. Really appreciate it. All right, it's a Friday, which means it's Philly Friday, baby. What's up, Philly? And thank you for getting this train started. You were the first one. So if Indy gets his emoji, you are membership number 1.
I'll say, me and Indy were at the bar. We're going to be at the bar again this weekend.
Oh,
What's up,
nice. Okay.
BG?
Philly, good morning.
Good morning. I have to say, it was for a flash instance, but I would like to see backward hat Bobby again. I saw you put the hat backwards.
I didn't like the look. I didn't care for the look.
Let's get this. Wait 1 second. Hey, Bob, can you give us another JETS chant?
Yes, sir.
I think you've got the one and only. We're going to make that something for the Smithsonian.
Yeah, that's probably true. But that's a good look, Bob. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. I like this look because you can't see how little hair there is in the front.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Listen, backward hat is a feeling. It's not about completely the look. It's a feeling right there. When you turn it backwards, you're out there as a kid. You're waiting to field the ball. You don't care about the sun in your eyes. You don't want the hat to pop backwards. It's one of those moments. You're a kid again. That's what it is. Yeah. So real quick, accountability. I haven't been on all week, but accountability was definitely there when we got rid of Gibson.
Yeah.
So seeing the staff moving that way and seeing we're just not just saying it, but we're doing it is huge. It's funny that we talked about wide receiver 2 all off season. We're still in the same boat, even if Reynolds is hurt or not. We still don't truly have a number 2, and now we double down, don't really have a number 2. So it's the same.
If you have the quarterback, that becomes much less important, because if you can get a guy who can spread the ball around the field, like Justin Fields did. I mean, look, as I mentioned early on today, Allen doesn't have a number 1 receiver.
No.
But he's got a lot of guys who can catch the ball, and with his ability, he can get the ball to them. So, I mean,
yeah, baby. You got OG Bob Lederer, baby.
I think I'm going to stop making appearances on Friday if that keeps showing up.
I'm going to rejuvenate you, man. You're going to feel, you're going to be chomping at the bit to just talk some nonsense. Listen,
see if there's a way to do it that's not quite as bad. I don't know. That's
or maybe like turn it to the side, Bob. You know what I mean? Or like put it on the
head.
Oh
yeah, we could try that. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me see this. Let me go full screen here. And
I think I need a matching one to cover this side.
No. Yeah, that would be like a jet plane or something. No. You had it right there.
But anyway, one of the things that we talked about earlier that I still am fascinated by is, what are the Jets going to do in their secondary with the receivers that Buffalo does have? I mean, when I was listening last week to the podcast from Pittsburgh, they were talking about all these other guys, that Pittsburgh had young receivers who could do big damage if you got the ball to them. And he didn't, Rodgers didn't really use those guys much at all. But he did spread it around. And when you do spread it around, it causes more problems for the defense, because it's really hard, to have even 11 guys, guarding 10. So.
I think we have to understand something pretty logical. It's in our face. We don't have the same team as anybody, whatever the case may have you, but Buffalo wants to run the ball efficiently with either Allen or Cook, right?
Yeah.
They're going to run their screen passes, their bubble plays to him, right? They're going to have not a number 1 wide receiver, but we have one. So we have a threat at all downs. They have 2 competent tight ends. So do we at this point. We would assume we do. With Mason Taylor, we're not sure yet. But if he's not playing anyway, I just see they need to pepper the ball more to Ruckert, since they're obviously noticing he's a possession catcher, which is what this offense was always built around anyway with tight ends. So I think they got to go to Ruckert more, open up the playbook a little more, maybe give us some more RPO reads, especially with Noah Oliver coming up the middle, and really open it up a tiny bit more and see what happens. Do I predict another high-scoring game? I mean, if we allowed Rodgers to do what he did, and if we could stop the run, then it won't be as bad. But I don't know. I don't see Josh Allen not trying to throw the ball everywhere anyway. So
well, he's going to get more big plays against us, or try to. Rodgers was dinking and dunking, but the yards after the catch, were really the killers.
Yak.
That's right. I think I would expect a higher scoring game again. Paul, what's the over-under on the game on Sunday?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me pull it up. What's your guesses, boys, before I bring it up here? What do you think? 45 is
I would say 55.
Ooh, I don't think it's that high. I'm going to take it between you guys. So I'll go 50.5. But let's see what it is here. I'm pulling it up here for Jets Bills. 46.5. 46.5. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think that's a little low, but I guess we'll see.
Don't forget, I picked Buffalo.
That's true. That's true. We remember. Yeah.
All right,
Philly, what do you expect on Sunday? You think you give us a puncher's chance of winning, or better than that?
Oh, I do because we're at home. The home field advantage for the Bills. For the Jets against the Bills has been great recently. So, no Gibson. Can we return the ball? We'll see. Is he gonna have a magic moment? No, he's gone. But I think I wonder who they're gonna put back there. Did they bring up Pritchett? I don't even. Who's
they
back
have not
there?
yet, but again, if that's going to happen, it's going to come late in the week. We will on Saturday. So if you guys are looking for elevations, it's normally around 4:00. That's when they're normally announced. It says whether there's a temporary elevation. I would not be surprised, to your point, Phil, if there's a temporary Jamal Pritchett elevation. Give him a chance. Let's say he's one of the key returners, and he does very well. They're like, cool, you're here full time. Welcome to the 53-man roster, pal.
I would like to see some more play with other running backs out of the backfield. I think we might see, if he's healthy enough, enough Isaiah Davis too. We need a little pop coming out, a little quick pop coming out the backfield. I would give me some pony, give me some dual screens, give me some real weird stuff going on, because the Bills already know what our MO has been, and this is a new regime. So
and give us some original plays, where Fields is the runner.
Yeah,
because Pittsburgh was able to sniff it out by the end of the game because we had done it already.
Yeah, so something weird's got to happen here. Arian Smith has got to get involved. If he's not, you might as well just send this game home, if you want my honest opinion. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna take it for a W. I can't help it, and I'm gonna go. Oh, this is nasty. I'm gonna go. Ooh, I'm gonna go 24-21. 24-21.
You agree with me to keep Buffalo's offense off the field?
Oh, well, 1,000%. Yeah, 100%. You have to. I mean, you can't double Coleman unless he's beating out Sauce every play. I would have him travel with him, honestly. If the safeties do what they did last week, we're going to have an issue, which is I just want to call for Justin Simmons. I'm still going to
and Stevens, if the second wide receiver for them can do whatever he wants to do, I really believe that Glenn is going to fix a great part of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has to. And even if it's rolling in Thomas to give Stevens some breath of fresh air, I mean, I don't know who was outrunning him last week. He was just slipping all over the place. So get him some better cleats. Let's just start with that. Let's hope that he don't fall. And
it did rain the whole morning, so that I doubt that. You can't really blame it on that.
Interesting, the Steelers receivers weren't slipping. I don't know what happened there. I would have preferred that. That would have been nice. Aaron tries to throw a pass, Steelers receiver slips, and a DB's just there. Oh, geez, thanks, Aaron. Boop, interception. It's interesting that it's not sort of the back and forth. So hopefully,
you make a great point, Philly, about Arian Smith, because Buffalo is going to try to shut down the Jets' short passing game, which means that they're going to have to find ways to beat them medium or deep in order to get them to play honestly.
Yeah, and you got to take advantage of the older guys in the back. So they're savvy, but they're older. They've got injuries everywhere. Just do whatever you got to do to open it up. Because if Rucker could just consistently get open with play action, it don't even matter. You got maybe 7 yards every play if you can get it. But to me, 1,000%, you got to open up another wrinkle and just get Stevens some deep cleats. I'll leave you guys at that. Give him some cleats. We get like
you really become a Rucker believer.
I've been saying it all off season. I mean, listen, Long Island pride, you know what I'm saying? But it don't even matter. You know what I mean? Listen, the kid's okay. And he played with him in Ohio State. He's the possession guy. We're not going to get he's done highlight reels in college. Give him some time. He needed to get the ball to him. He played like 6 downs last year, and everyone's like he's trash. Like 6 pass attempts.
Hey, Paul, how did Myers check out statistically last week?
I believe he was the #1 rated center in football.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. Rich Cimini, I think, had the Nuggets here. Let me see if I can find real quickly here on pass block win rate.
T. That's what that just spelled. Sayonara, ABT. Moogie's gonna move forward with good looks. I'm just predicting it now. He's not gonna. They don't need to resign a guy when you have your center and you had your center move to guard and he played just as well as he did.
Yeah,
at center.
but these 5 guys are not going to make it through the whole season without having some injuries.
Well, no, but that's when you got to just rotate and see whatever you got, and it is that happens to most teams, right?
Yeah,
I think most teams who win a Super Bowl probably had the healthiest line they could have had. Usually when it happens.
Well, look at how the Kansas City's quarterback had to run for his life 2 Super Bowls ago because his offensive line was torn to shreds, and they had to use backups and scrubs and move guys around, and it made him very vulnerable to a pass rush.
Or go get a guy who is predominantly in one position and move him over. They're doing it with Tippin right now, but there might be a tackle out there that should have became a guard. Like that was Becton's problem. He was never a tackle. He was too big. He's a better guard, right? Like that was a bad diagnosis by offensive coaching.
Yeah.
All right, boys, here are the stats. I was able to cook it up from Mitsumini. This is pass block win rate. Okay, here's where they ranked at their position. Joe Tippmann was the best right guard in all of football. He was number 1. Josh Myers was the number 1 center in all of football after week 1 in pass block win rate. Simpson was 24th out of 64. That's a 94.7%. Armand Membu was 32nd to 65. I think that's a little low. And then Fashanu was 32nd to 65. So Tippmann, number 1, Myers, number 1, Simpson, top 25, and then Fashanu and Membu, who they say has some of their issues in pass block win rate. That looked pretty good to me.
So what you just said to me was we found our Mangold mix with our, what was it, Kevin Mawai?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, Kevin Mawai was the other center too, so yeah.
In the words of the immortal John Schmidt, who was the center on the Super Bowl team, quote, "We were a good running offensive line. We were a great pass blocking offense."
That's what it looks like. Well, we'll see what else is to come. Philly, thanks for getting this train started. We're 84 memberships away, baby.
Philly, have a great weekend and enjoy the game Sunday.
I will, guys. The backward hat, Bob. I'm telling you, keep that mindset.
There you go. Backward hat Bob. It's a trend. It's picking up some serious steam, folks. So in case you guys are just joining us, you don't know what we're talking about. Again, there's been a rallying cry from the Boy Green Coffee Club to say, hey, this indie fella doesn't have an emoji. We need to change that. Now, again, I would love to give Indy an emoji tomorrow, but it's not up to me. It's up to YouTube. You have to get to certain membership levels to unlock emojis. I don't know how this stupid YouTube thing works. So in other words, we need to rally memberships. We're 84 away. We've gotten 16 so far. And 84 for one person is a lot. But if everyone we have 500 people in the room, if everyone contributes a little, we should be able to get there faster. So 84 memberships. The memberships are $3 a pop. So let's see if we can get Indy an emoji. And then we'll immediately put Snowball to work, who makes all our custom emojis here on the YouTube channel. So big salute. And speaking of, backwards Indy Jets hat guy joins us on the show. What's up, Indy?
Indy, did you play organized football?
I did. Yeah.
What did you play? High school, college?
High school and a little college, but I went to Purdue, so I didn't. I'm not gonna.
I don't remember seeing you on the draft list.
I was there in spirit.
There you go.
So when you came out of high school, what were you ranked number what across the USA?
I believe it was 4 digits deep. I'm not sure how deep it was, but it was yeah. It was. I don't know.
Did it show up on the ESPN crawl at any?
It definitely did.
It came across, but it was really late at night.
Yes, the 2 a.m. one. Which, Indy. So let me ask you, how does it feel? We're getting some rallying from the comment section to get Indy Jets forever immortalized.
Yeah, they are absolutely crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy. But I appreciate all the love. I mean, it's the Jets family. Philly and I had a great time Sunday, right up until, and we even called in, Bob, to.
That was sweet.
Did you and Philly yell out when Gibson fumbled? Same old Jets, because I did.
Yeah, I mean, Philly and I, as normal Jets fans, you knew what was going to happen. You knew at that point the Jets were going to lose. You could just feel it. I mean, and until You know, until we see a mistake like that happen and we can overcome it, it is, and it's the same old Jets. It's just what we're used to. It wasn't even a surprise, actually.
No,
You know,
although I think as the season goes along, the defense, because of Glenn, is going to get better and better. And all I was hoping is, I'm sure you too, is let's hold them to a field goal. Let's not let them get another easy touchdown. So that's my expectation.
You know, you had that Buffalo fan comment about, you know,
in real life. Yeah. He
right.
commented
You know,
a lot.
you know, prior to the Jets have missed the playoffs 15 straight years. Is that correct?
It would be 15 if they miss it this year.
Okay, so we're at 14. We've missed the playoffs 14 consecutive years. But you know, Buffalo, you know, prior to 2016, we still haven't even reached their record yet.
17
you know,
years, right.
They went 17 seasons without making the playoffs and still have yet to win a Super Bowl. So, you know, go pound sand there, Buffalo. But, you know, one person, you know, that we haven't really talked about that didn't have a very good game, that it's going to be really more important this game than it was last game, because Buffalo doesn't have a number one wide receiver, is Michael Carter. You know, Sauce can cover anybody on the Buffalo team. You know, so it doesn't matter if they keep him over here on the left side, whoever's over there on the left side, Sauce will take care of. And Stevenson or whatever, you know, I think he's gonna have a bounce back game. But Michael Carter's gonna have to play better. We need him to go back to his, you know, that Pro Bowl, you know, slot corner again.
He's got to earn the contract they gave him.
Yeah, he played awful. There's just no other way.
And against Buffalo, who spreads the ball around, who doesn't have a number one, you know, Michael Carter's the one that's going to have to shut that number two, number three down consistently to get Josh running. You know, to get him uncomfortable. That's the only, you know, that's where Josh starts making mistakes, is when he's uncomfortable. You hit him a few times, and he's done that at MetLife several times. He's had some pretty horrible games there.
That's when he fumbles the ball.
Yeah, or just makes some bad decisions. And so that's you know, if you just leave him back there, if you don't put some hands on him, and you don't, you know, keep his receivers, you know, tied up for just an extra second or two, Josh, there's a reason why he was an MVP. I mean, you don't play like that. So he will beat us if Michael Carter doesn't play well. I believe Sauce will play well, but if Carter can't do his part, I think Josh will probably just pick on him the entire game.
Are they going to put an Eagle Scout on him to basically follow Allen everywhere?
You have to. What else? If the Jets want to run man coverage the way they want to run it, how could you not put a spy on him? Because then you're just gonna be playing with fire, because everyone's backs are turned in man coverage. And if Josh Allen breaks the initial contain, which he does all the time to every team in the universe, all of a sudden he could have these 15, 20-yard gashes before the Jets realize, oh snap, he's running the football. So yeah, I think you probably have to spy him. But I think the key though is MC2, because he plays a little bit of linebacker, basically being that nickel defender. So you got to play run fits just as much as your pass coverage. And hey, I'll give him a mulligan or whatever for I don't like the way he performed in week one. He missed all last year, basically. I know he played in the games, but his snap percentages were super low. But we don't have a 5-game, you know, warm-up period. MC2, you got to get your bleep together ASAP. You're such an important part to this role that I think a lot of us as Jet fans, rightfully or wrongfully, we'll see what happens, assumed, oh, he's going to be good to go. He's back to MC2, great nickel corner. Boy, we need that quicker than we thought there.
And I think it's more important even in this game than it was last week. You know, I think he's that defensive key that will probably determine this game. You know, I don't think it'll be, at least it won't be a Gibson fumble. I mean, that's one thing that we know. Yeah, 100% that it will not be a Gibson fumble this week.
which is incredibly refreshing. There's no question about it. Which again, hey, accountability. People talk about it all the time, but we don't always see it, Indy. So that's great to
Absolutely,
see from our
absolutely.
coach.
Good seeing you, Bob. We'll look forward to seeing you next Friday.
Thanks
Friday, we'll be talking about the
thanks
Buffalo
for
win.
welcoming me to the OG group.
Yes,
So,
yeah, Bob really appreciated that.
Yeah. The Jets are going to win, but it's going to be both teams are going to be in the 30-point range. We're going to score. The Jets offense
so you
will
like
score
my- you
another
like my
30
50
points.
Okay.
So you like my 55, huh?
Yeah, I think that the Jets will be 30, 37, 30, 37, 34. The Jets get the last second field goal.
Okay. Well, Indy, before you go, again, do you
Yes,
have
sir.
one more call out to the fans out there? Again, by the way, let's do this while you're on because we have For Lily contributing with a $20 super chat. Hey, baby, let's go.
Wow.
He asked if this $20 super chat could go towards membership for Indy. Hell yeah, it can, baby. We're now 78 members away, or creatively, you guys can do super chats if you'd like as well. That's another way to do it. So yes, the journey continues here. We're 78 memberships away. Again, super chats can also count towards this. So Indy, there's a rally happening. There's a rally.
Unbelievable. That's again, being around the Jets fans last week and this show every morning, and then cannot wait for week 5 to be around the group. It'll be a wonderful time, and poor Woody is going to be sitting right next to me,
Well, you're already
I can't-
You're already a man in a myth, and you're working your way towards that legend.
Which is
Well,
true. So, Indy, do you have something to say to the fans that are, again, you're 78 away. We're trying to see if we can grease the wheels and get you over there. Do you have a message to the other Jet fans that may or may be considering giving you some chutzpah here?
Well, all I can say is that I appreciate all the love so far. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to BG because it's definitely worth it. You can't go wrong.
There we go. All right, Indy. Well, good luck, and we'll keep you posted on the efforts of this Indy movement. Perhaps for
All right, guys. You guys
immortalization.
have a wonderful weekend.
Have a great weekend. Enjoy the
Thanks,
game.
Indy. All right, there he is. So yes, for Lily and Big D, that does count. And again, we're 78 now away from Indy Jets being immortalized in emoji form. That would be Snowball. He creates all the custom emojis for this channel. And again, we're trying to make a rally to get Indy an emoji. But the YouTube gods forces us to do it in very creative ways. So again, 78 memberships away, or like I said, you guys can contribute in Super Chats as well. Just to explain how this works, because people ask this all the time, can you gift a membership to a specific person? No, it's all based on the algorithm. However, what YouTube tells us as content creators is if you guys gift a membership, it goes to the most active people. So people that are commenting, liking, things of that nature, they're higher in the algorithm, so they are gifted first, as opposed to people that are just inactive and don't really contribute in a lot of ways. So that's how it works from the YouTube gods, for those that were curious about that fourth wall.
But you could probably dedicate a membership to somebody.
Sure, right. Like,
So
here
it's
you
kind of
go.
an
Here's 5
unofficial-
for Indy. Here's exactly.
It's kind of an
right.
unofficial thing, but it goes down that way.
100%. So yeah, baby, let's go. So thank you for Lily and Big D for your contributions towards Indy. By the way, you have now 28 raffle tickets for the contest based on your previous super chat combinations. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Man with the jet tattoo, or as Bob likes to call him, Carl.
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 Hey, Bob. You're the one that got me to put that little name on there.
That's true.
Anyway, I think the defensive backs are going to do a lot better this week. I don't think it was a lack of talent. I think it was just a lot of miscommunication out there. Even a average defensive back wouldn't let those receivers get open the way they were. So I think we had a lack of communication, and I think Aaron Glenn's going to fix that for the most part.
I think that it also had to do with not having any film to really prepare yourself for, and especially Rodgers' first game, since he didn't play in the preseason, so they had no way to really discern what Pittsburgh was going to do.
That's
fair.
true. And if you remember, all we heard through preseason was oh, Rodgers is going to be rusty. Rodgers hasn't played with the team. He got there late to training camp. He wasn't rusty. I mean, he was right on, I think. But, to have receivers that wide open, I think any quarterback could have completed those passes with the way those receivers were just undefended. And another thing, I think I think we can really shut down Buffalo's run game, because I don't think their run game is that great. And
but they can't shut down Allen when he comes.
No, you're right. You're right. And we have to put a spy on him. And a lot of times that doesn't mean anything with him. But in the past, he's always had problems. He's always had some mistakes when he plays at MetLife against the Jets. I mean, we've seen him throw picks. We've seen him fumble a ball. So I got a good feeling about this game. I'm going to say Jets 30-27 over the Bills.
I looked up using our friend ChatGPT this week. How did Allen perform against Aaron Glenn-led defenses? And they only played the Lions once when Glenn was the DC there. And he had 2 touchdown throws, but his percentage of completions was like 57%. He was not as effective and as efficient as he was that entire season. That was 22. So, Glenn, obviously we all have confidence in Glenn as a defensive coordinator, and I'm sure that he's passed along to Wilkes things he did, and they probably looked at the film from back then too.
And there was one from last season, Bob. Josh Allen had 4 total touchdowns and
against Detroit.
Yeah, last year. Bills won 48-42. I think they've played twice in their history together. The first time was sort of iffy for Josh Allen. The second time, most recently, was much better. So Aaron Glenn's got to have, and I'm sure he will, have some counter punches ready. Yeah, Josh Allen threw for 362 yards last season in that game against the Lions and scored 4 total touchdowns, and also got involved from a rushing perspective with another 68 yards rushing. So he had over 400 yards of total offense by himself. So that's the thing that is, of course, scary. But like I said, Aaron Glenn is not a guy that just rolls over. So I'm excited to see the counters.
Yeah, we have to watch Josh Allen. He is their offense. You take him off that team, and they're just ordinary. They're like the Patriots without Tom Brady, But I think
I like the Dolphins the way they are right now.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, let's not even worry about the Dolphins right now. I just think that I just feel good about this game. I really do. Aaron Glenn's gonna make adjustments, and I think we're gonna see a whole different defense coming out here. So,
do you see the Jets as having a better than a puncher's chance to win?
Yeah, he just predicted them to win.
I think they're going to win 30-27.
Okay,
I really do.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm wearing my Mo Lewis jersey again, and
nice.
There's my point spread again. I think I'm onto something.
I'm going to have a little bit of a problem this week watching the game.
Why's that?
And because I'll be watching the game in my jet room where I am right now.
All right.
And my wife is having a puppy party.
What's that? A puppy?
Well, okay. We adopted a dog 5 years ago.
All right.
And the dog after we got the dog home, nobody realized the dog was pregnant and she had 10 puppies.
Oh my God.
So we raised the puppies for 8 weeks, and then we got homes for all of them. And all the people that have puppies are friends and relatives. So my wife, once a year, invites all these puppies and their owners to our house.
What the?
And
I hope back then that you named all the puppies with like the best tight end in Jet history and the best wide receiver.
You left that to the new adoptees. Okay.
Yeah, we did. And we kept one puppy, and her name is Trixie. So.
Oh, that's very nice. So wait, why did your wife pick a Sunday? There's a beautiful Saturday the day before.
Because she doesn't care about football. That's why.
Oh, well, doesn't she care about you, Carl? For God's sakes, like, come on.
Well, this is my second wife. My first wife, my late wife, loved football. She loved it,
All right.
and she knew I was a Jet fan, and she didn't care.
Okay.
You know, she just knew it.
All right.
And my new wife, not that new, but she's my second wife.
Sure, newish.
She just doesn't see what all the excitement is about football.
Oh, come on. Did she watch the game last week? I mean, 7
No,
league
are you
changes, for
kidding me?
Pete's sake.
Are
Come
you
on,
kidding
Carl's
me?
wife.
Have you ever sat
Hey.
down with her and tried to watch a game with her?
Yeah, like get in the game.
She won't do it.
She won't do it.
Oh,
No.
won't even
And
give
I
it a
will-
whirl? Come on, Carl.
My wife has watched one football game.
All right.
I had to go on a business trip to Super Bowl, whatever it was, when the Bears played the Patriots in New Orleans, and my wife kept saying,
85,
"What?
right?
Where's the ball? What's going on? I don't understand." I've tried to explain the 4 downs and 10 yards, and she doesn't get it. So,
Well, here's the thing I was talking about. So we're going to have all these people going in and out of the house, and we got a fenced-in yard, so they'll be outside.
Great.
But the point is, when I watch the Jets, I get really excited.
Sure.
And you never heard anybody curse like me when you're watching a Jet game. And my wife, she's from down south. You know, I'm from New York. You have to curse if you're from New York. You have to curse.
Sure.
So,
and her Southern hospitality, she must be very thrown off.
So she listens to me. Last week, she's yelling down, "Don't have a heart attack. Why do you have to cuss so much?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this shit."
Yeah.
You know?
Come on, you got to be your own man, for God's sake.
Oh,
Football
man,
game. You got to be able to exist in your own universe, man.
I don't even sit down when I watch the game.
Oh,
I just
love
walk
that.
around.
I
I just walk around and curse. That's all I do. I walk around and curse.
I don't think I would enjoy watching a game with you, Carl.
Oh, you would love it. You would love. Hey, someday we got to all get together.
Oh,
and I'll tell you who else wants to watch a game with me, Dave Brigger.
Oh yeah, Dave Brigger, he did say that. That would be great. So I hope we could get us all together. And I just learned about a puppy party, which I'd never known what that was before this call.
How do the puppies all get? How old are they now? They're 5 years old now.
They're 5 years old. Yeah.
And how do they get along with each other? Is it
they get along pretty good. The mom, we still have the mom, and she doesn't. She just is like the puppies, like, get the hell away from me, you know, don't bother me anymore, you know. But I have.
She's busy cursing out her the father.
Yeah,
where the heck did he go?
Yeah.
Well, we think there were multiple fathers because the puppies are so different. Yeah, she was.
I missed that episode on Jerry Springer.
She was a street dog. I think she was kind of a slut. I think she was kind of a slut.
Okay, there we go.
She ran around a lot. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you
Carl,
did put it that way.
You brought great dignity to the Boy Green program today.
Thank you.
Well,
yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I try, you know.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys enjoy the game.
You too.
And just think of me walking around cursing while the game's going on.
I'm going to try to find a puppy video that I keep watching over and over again.
Yeah, just make sure
I have videos of all the puppies.
Oh, well, then put it online, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? I'm not too technically savvy, so I'm lucky. I'm lucky if I can put a photograph up.
Yeah, but think about the karma here. You have a mother and 10 kids, and 10 plus 1 is 11. And what does 11 mean?
Wait.
Okay.
Your dog needs to take accountability for her puppies, and she needs to talk to Aaron Glenn because you can't be having this. You're running amok.
I know.
Accountability.
Right.
Accountability is key. Accountability is key.
Yeah.
Escaped your home with these
Unfortunately, my jet room has no door on it. It's like a wide open room.
Oh.
So I'm just
coming and going, sort of like the mother dog. Sounds like.
Well, I think once they hear me screaming, they'll all run outside anyway.
Okay. Oh well, that's
You know?
probably it. So
They'll hear
thank
me.
you for that.
Good luck to
They'll
you.
hear-
Good luck to you, to the mama puppy and all the little puppies, and to you and your
And the
wife.
Jets win. That's what we're
Enjoy
talking
the
about.
game, and yeah, wait
Thank you.
till she hears the curse words coming out after the Jets win.
Wow, I never knew what a puppy party was, and I've never heard a puppy called a slut before on Boy Green Daily. There was
I think that's
something
very
new.
offensive to the mama puppy. I
I don't know how that could be taken anything other than an insult.
When Trixie finds out about that, I don't know. I think there's going to be some repercussions here.
That there may be. There may be. Speaking of, we got 500 plus people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe here. I appreciate you. We're covering Jets, puppies, and everything in between on this program. Well covered. Again, we're 78 members away from Indy Jets getting his emoji. So if you'd like to support an OG Jet fan, feel free to do so. Also, every raffle ticket that you purchase or membership that you gift, you get a raffle ticket for a contest. So it works out double dip. You can help support Indy and also try to win some stuff. So there you go. Can't beat that. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. Up next, we got Ted, who's on a journey of some kind. NY Jets FL. Whoa, okay, there we go.
Sorry about that. I had a feeling I had to follow that call. Quite honestly, I don't know where I don't know where to go from there. The first thing I would say though is my wife better like football. That's all I can say. If you remarry, with all due respect. Hey, I did look at the stats from last year of the Lions and Bills game, and the Lions only had 50 yards rushing.
Yeah, let me pull up. I have it right here. Here are a bunch of the numbers here. So yeah,
something like that, 40 something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs had 31 yards rushing, 3.9 per clip. Throwing some Jared Goff action had 13. Dave Montgomery only had 4 yards. I think he got hurt in that game. So yeah, we're talking about 50 some odd yards or just under 50. Okay. It's like 48 rushing yards. Yep.
Exactly.
And how late? And Paul, how late in the season was that game? Because as you know, Detroit
very late. Yeah, it was December 15th.
So they were pretty well wiped out defensively.
I guess I didn't think about it that way.
Taking nothing away from Buffalo, but you know, Green was putting together a defense with band-aids by the end of the season.
Exactly. All the corners were hurt, and also they didn't have Aiden Hutchinson the whole year practically.
Yeah.
So there's and I do like the fact that you know, Glenn has seen that team very recently, and so is Ingstrand. So
that's a good point.
They must have a really good feel. I would think they'd have a really good feel of what they want to do against Josh Allen. And I think
Jared Goff went off that game. He had 5 touchdown passes. Jared Goff did. He threw for nearly 500 yards. It's 494, 5 touchdowns and no picks. So you know the Bills.
And you know what? The guy who hasn't gotten enough credit for last weekend, even though he's been named a few times, is Tanner Engstrom.
Yeah, he deserves love. And I hope we get this. Did you, the Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? So Jared Goff throws nearly 500 yards. You want to know who was the recipient? Amon-Ra St. Brown had 14 catches for 193 yards and a touchdown. I'd love to get that kind of Garrett Wilson game. That'd be fun. And then the second leading receiver was Sam Laporta at tight end, 7 catches for 111 yards. So, and they got Jahmyr Gibbs involved.
Are you listening, Mr. Ruckert? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And also Jahmyr Gibbs had 5 catches for 83 yards. That sounds like Breece Hall to me all day. So I love that aspect as well.
I really feel like this is the first year that we have a better offensive line than them, or at least comparable. Like I always felt like when we went against the Bills, we were always behind the 8 ball, right? Mm-hmm. I think both the offense and defensive lines are at least par with them, or I would say maybe our offensive line could be even better than theirs.
Ooh, I like
Quite
it.
honestly.
I like the cut of that jib. Bills fans will not like that answer.
Our defensive line is better too right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Jermaine, again, let's give another shout out. Jermaine Johnson played 89% of the defensive snaps in week 1. That's one of the most mind-blowing stats of week 1, that he played 89% of the snaps, and he talked about it with, I think it was Eric Allen or somebody on a one-on-one interview saying, "I'm back, baby," and like back the Ferrari up. And I'm like, holy crap, he wasn't kidding. That's enough. Hopefully the Jets aren't pushing him too far, and hopefully he's just faster healer than we all thought, but that's incredible.
And he's one of the few guys who's got the speed, the height, the weight, the agility to stay with Allen.
Absolutely.
If he gets Allen in his grasp, I don't think Allen's getting away.
Well, that's the thing too. I I know people want to put sauce on somebody, but I don't know if I want to do that often. I do want to do it, but I don't want Allen to beat me either. So there's got to be some kind of blend of, defenses. This is a Steve Wilkes, Aaron Glenn kind of deal where he's got to at least slow down Allen. And the best way to slow him down is not give him the ball. Let's just go in there and slap them around. I mean, if we could slap the Steelers around, yeah. I mean, let's go and dominate them in the line of scrimmage. Paul, when I called in last week, there was no point in the game that I felt like we could lose that game. I thought we were going to win that game all the way through, even up, down. We were up and down. I was like, and that's a good feeling to have. So let's build on that. I think the spread should be 4, quite honestly. I think the spread is only 6.5 because of reputation and recent history. And that's
which
it.
I'm
And
all
Josh
over.
Allen.
I am taking that Jets plus 6.5 all day. It's insulting, and I love it. Give it to me. I'll take 6.5 all day.
Exactly. Pleasure talking to you both. But I'll be around Sunday.
There he is, Ted, joining us here on the show. Yeah, very nice. All right, let's go to another caller here, Bob. Again, we have 500 plus people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We got 8,000 plus strong here on the Boy Green Coffee Club for our daily New York Jets video show.
And
Ricky New York Live is here.
Hey, what's happening, Paul?
Hey, Ricky.
Ricky, what's up, man?
I got a few things. This is the other guy with the Jets tattoo that cusses a lot. Let me make sure I got that straight. That guy's dog had 10 puppies.
Yeah, that's correct. With multiple male dogs, apparently.
Okay, I don't know if he may not have named all the puppies after Jets players, but with 10 offspring, hopefully he named his dog Cromartie, at least.
That's good. That's good, Ricky. That's good. And I love Florida State Love too, working that in. That's very nice.
Yes, absolutely. And let me kind of get to that right now. Keon Coleman, I guess, would be their de facto number one.
Yeah, I guess so.
They don't really have one, but you said it earlier. Keon Coleman is not CeeDee Lamb.
Definitely not.
He's actually CeeDee Lamb's cousin.
What?
Keon Coleman is CeeDee Lamb's cousin.
Oh my God! Wow, that's
True.
I like that fun fact.
Yeah,
Ricky,
story.
you're all encompassing today with all of Cromartie,
I think
Cousins.
I posted some pictures of the two of them working out together last year on my Twitter. That's where I saw it. Yeah, Keon was posting about it. But you know what? He's a strange receiver for like a number one to have to worry about, because he is not like, St. Brown or Garrett, where he can like get open on anybody. He like really does not separate well at all, but he wants the ball in the air. He'll out jump whoever. And when he was in college, he used to say that to Travis. He'd be like, just put the ball in the air and I'll go get it. And when the ball's in the air, it's mine. Nobody else is coming down with it. And that's what he is. He's like a jump ball guy. And I remember watching them beat Jaden Daniels and LSU in his first game, for Florida State. He had a 3-touchdown monster ass game. And I was like, oh my God, this kid's legit. Like I saw it with my own eyes. And so yeah, he's an interesting one. I probably would let Sauce travel with him, because I don't know if I would want Stevens on him. Now, sticking with the Florida State theme,
Sure,
dude, we have literally seen Jermaine chase down Josh Allen, and Allen not be able to get away from him.
This is rookie year,
and if you want to know how we beat the Bills, think back, year before last or whatever, to the Jordan Whitehead 3-interception game.
2023. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that wasn't because Jordan Whitehead was Ed Reed. It's because our defensive line was pounding Josh Allen all day that day. You know, I referenced the Jermaine sack, but there were other ones in that game too, and we harassed him. And the best part of the whole thing was prior to that game, Josh Allen came out with like this PR friendly statement about Zach Wilson saying, you know, he's a good kid, just sometimes he tries to play hero ball. And then we beat the crap out of Josh Allen and he tried to play hero ball and it didn't work. And you know what? That's like you know, that's like Josh Allen's factory settings is do it all myself. And if we can harass him enough, he'll go back to those factory settings. Like we've seen it, you know, time and again.
I love that phraseology, factory settings. That's good. I like that.
Original equipment.
Well, you know what I mean by that. I mean, that's
no. I'm saying I like it. I just like the, you know, there's a creativity, there's originality to that I really like.
Hey, you know, there's a receiver on Buffalo we have not talked about today who may have a little bit of motivation himself, and that's Elijah Moore.
Yes, sure.
Yes,
I totally
I
forgot he even existed for a second. Yes, Elijah Moore.
You know
I would
what?
imagine would love nothing more.
I can't because we have a sophomore receiver right now at Florida State named Elijah Moore. And like
there's a player on the Syracuse basketball team named Elijah Moore. It's incredibly confusing how many Elijah Moores are gracing this earth.
Yeah. Well, this is a wide receiver named Elijah
That's also
Moore.
strange.
And
yeah,
like,
right.
In garbage time last week, he caught the ball, and I was like, wasn't even paying attention because at that point I think we were up.
Well, if a dog can have multiple fathers, then I think we can have a whole bunch of Elijah Moores.
Yeah, it's like the multiverse. Like how many Elijah Moores are out there? Like,
Oh, so did you just hear that and that caught your attention, Ricky? You said you were watching a game, you weren't really paying attention. You hear Elijah Moore, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know it. And they were like, you know, first down catch. That's Elijah Moore. You know, and I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, it's really surreal. It's kind of.
So, Ricky, I know you're picking the Jets on Sunday. What score have you got?
28-24, and we win at the last minute with a full field goal.
All right, there you go. Folk hero. I thought it was setting up for that on that final drive when Justin got the ball back. I'm like, oh my God, this is what it's all written for. Folk hero can deliver. So that's okay. The package gets delayed. Hey, that worked for me.
But another thing, you know, talking about that last matchup against Glenn's defense, like, you know, Montgomery did get hurt early in that game.
Correct.
But the thing is like the Bills got up really quick. And so, like, the Lions were, like, playing catch-up, so they kind of had to get away from the run, which is why, you know, Goff had all those insane passing yards as well.
Right.
So,
do we know, was that game in Buffalo or was it in Detroit?
In Detroit. In Detroit.
They couldn't run against them. It's just, you know, that happens. You go down 3 scores early.
You have no choice. 100%.
Hey,
Josh Allen, right? So. No one's talking about that from Sunday Night Football. The Bills got down 15 points. He had no other choice but to throw it a million times. So he did rack up some stats there in a similar way.
Right. Dude, I'll tell you what. In my life, as a Jets fan, and I remember this night like really vividly. Me and my wife were at my mother-in-law's house, and we're like in the extra room, and I'm watching Monday Night Football, and I'm watching a Jets-Dolphins game.
Yeah.
And we were getting our asses kicked. Like everything that could go wrong, it seemed like, you know, was going wrong that night. And all of a sudden, you know, Vinny throws this long ball, and it gets intercepted in the end zone. And Lavernius Cole reaches out and grabs the ball out of Sam Madison's hands and just rips it out of his hands and takes it away. No, it's not a pick. It's a touchdown. And dude, all of a sudden, it seemed like Vinny threw for 300 yards in that quarter. Like, I think he had 16 first downs or something in that quarter. And, you know, it turned out to be like the Monday Night Miracle. And, you know, dude, like the Jumbo Elliott catch, there was a Corbett touchdown that was awesome. Like
Yeah.
just that whole comeback, and talk about Jets things to happen. We got a pick, and Marcus Coleman got the pick, and then bobbled it away, and they got the ball. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, that's just like a Jets thing to happen.
Right.
And then he picked him again, right after that, right after that. And I was like, oh, all right, okay. So but yeah, I wanted to bring up that Buffalo Lions game because without the context to it, you just look at the numbers and
that's fair.
It's not that they couldn't run; it's just they weren't afforded the option to
because of the score. No, that totally makes sense.
Which I want to bring up a point as we're talking about that. Okay, for 2 years, Brees never had more than 10 carries in a game at all. Like Saleh used to always say, "Oh, we're going to run the ball," but we never really did. We never really committed to the run, and Keith Carter made things even worse.
Sure, right.
With his coaching and blocking schemes, but at any rate, we see what Brees can do when you give him a full complement of carries. We saw him look like his old self last week. If Brees was that ineffective because he didn't get that many carries, what could we have honestly expected from Dalvin Cook with a fraction of that many carries?
Dalvin Cook, a legendary Jet. Good times.
Well, I'm just saying, we saw what lack of carries did to Brees. Think about Dalvin.
No, sure, right. Yeah, and Dalvin's more of a volume shooter than Brees is. So no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and again, watching him in college, that's the kind of guy he was. It was like a 2-yard gain, a 3-yard gain, a bunch of them.
Body break.
Yeah. Like that 86-yard one that he houses on you, because you always knew it was coming at some point.
Yeah.
And it was kind of sad to see the way that things turned out for him here. It was definitely very disappointing.
Sure.
But and I think the last game that I actually saw him even get any meaningful snaps, he had like an 11-yard run and then an 8-yard run, and I'm like, hell yeah, and then he never saw the field again after that. And I'm like, what the hell are these guys doing?
Yeah.
But there were much bigger problems than just that with our coaching, and over time it became obvious. But
hey, Ricky, make sure you give a plug for your new YouTube channel, man, that you're cranking out. So please plug it up.
Yes, absolutely. Ricky New York Live, and I will have a show actually tomorrow night, Saturday at 8 p.m.
Nice.
And I got a gentleman named Ryan from the Jets Ward, another fellow content creator.
I'm familiar with the Jets Ward. That's right. Good.
Yeah. So yeah, Ryan's going to be joining me, and we're going to do a preview of the Bills game, and so I'll have that show, and then a show on Thursday as well. Always at 8 p.m.
All right, there you go.
But,
Ricky, love it, brother. Thanks for joining us here on the show, man.
Ricky, have a good weekend and enjoy the game tomorrow.
100%. Yeah, it's coming up right around the corner. All right, we've got over 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We'll keep you guys posted on our Indy Jet adventures here. 78 members away from AMD getting that emoji, but we'll work on that over the coming days. That doesn't have to be a today thing. But Bob, I want to thank you as always for gracing us with your presence and giving us some great new material with your hat wearing and jet chanting. You're an icon, my friend. You're an icon. Yeah. YMCA. Love it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, works for me. Bob, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the Jets-Bills game on Sunday.
Well, I hope so too, and I won't be doing much cursing because my wife doesn't like when I do that. But
fair enough.
But hopefully we'll have a happier recap, as Bob Murphy used to say.
We can only hope. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, I will be back live in an hour and a half in about 90 minutes for some fantasy, or less than that, actually, and less than an hour for fantasy football content at 10:30. And then our NFL picks against the spread segment as well will be coming out today on the MC Show digital channel. So thank you, everybody, so much for joining us, and we will see you soon.